Today we're officially doing the Fitment guide video for you today. So this could be a long waiting video for a long time. As you know, we've done a countless amount of wheels, and I'm gonna go give you guys a guide if you're new to the channel and then you have a VB, you know, pick up a set of wheels, you worry about what to fit on your car, what size to run, what tire size, how high of a car or how low of a drop you want to go. This guide is for you. I have 3 perfect examples of WRXs here for you guys today. I have Justin's. I think Justin went off-roading to San Francisco. It's a little bit dirty, but I'm gonna go straight from the beginning and then we'll start off with the base WRX. So let's go over there with customer's car here today. Completely stock right now. He's here for wheel spacers, a V1 front lip, a V1 duckbill, and I believe license plate light. So we're gonna get an install video for you guys too, as well today. But before the car leaves, I gotta measure the height of his car. This is very critical. On the stock WRX, he's about, from the fender, I would say 27 and a half, close to 27 and a half. Okay? The floor might be a little bit level, okay? And on our WRX, we are at 24 and 3/4, okay? So what is that, like a 2-inch drop? Yeah. Oh my God. And now let's go over to Justin's car, a 25 and 5/8, give or take. So, all right guys, so with those numbers, keep in mind right now, we'll go over that with you later. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this WRX done first, and then we'll go straight into the Fitment guide video. So let's get started. Guys, we just finished with the customer's VB. Went with a V1 gloss black duckbill, 20mm spacers. Look at the flush fitment now, looks superb. And then we changed the white LED lights. You can't really see at night, but when you have our LED lights, dude, the whole world's gonna see at night. I'm not even kidding. And then we also have the front lip S-style V1. Pretty clean. This is like I said, OEM plus look, you know? Man, I love the grille. See, like on the magnetite gray, the grille looks perfect. It's pretty much like color match the car. Looks super sick. I think if he lowers it a little bit, perfect. Exhaust, definitely. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go back to our wheel fitment video guide right now. We're done with this, waiting for the customer to pick up his car. So, see you guys in a bit. Before we even start and get into suspension or not, we're gonna start with the stock suspension, okay? Stock flares, stock suspension, no modifications. So, the car base model comes with 17s, and the premium, GT, and limited will come with 18-inch. As far as stock wise, if you're running 17s, you want to upgrade to 18s, no problem, okay? So on 18-inch stock wheels, you can run the 245/40 stock tires with a 20mm spacer. So for those that don't want to spend money on wheels, they can get 20mm spacers and they make the car flush. So which I have a photo right here, okay? How it looks with the stock setup. Stock suspension, 20mm spacers, you can get it. We have the spacers on the website too. It's a very good starter budget wise for Fitment. You don't want to, you know, spend too much money or you just buy your car, you know, that's a good way to start. And then we're gonna go right into the actual sizing wise. So again, right now everything's on stock suspension, stock flares, okay? 18, 9.5 is the standard size that we ran, we tested. So on the picture right here, when we first got WRX, I picked up a set of 18 9.5s, 38 offset in mag blue RTT 37s, okay? On stock tires, not stock tire size, but not the stock tire, so 245/40. As you can see from this photo, it looks great already. The black cladding, the black flares definitely makes the car don't look too low in this angle, but it does look great. Again, you can run this size, no problem, no rubbing. On the next photo, as you can see, we did the same setup wheels, but we powder coated in bronze. As you can see with the color match flares. So now with the color match flares, you can see that the fitment is a lot higher now because with the dark flares and the dark tires, it definitely hides the wheel gap. So just for reference, as far as stock wise, you can also run 18 by 9.5 plus 35 offset, or 18 by 9 will work. Anywhere from 40 to 45 offset, 35 offset to 40. So the less the wheel, the less the width of the wheel, the lower the offset you can run. So keep that in mind, okay? But generally speaking, I think 18 by 9.5 with a 38 to 40 offset is perfect. Stock suspension, you can also run 18 9.5 with a 255 35 tire. 265 35 tire might not work because you can start rubbing for sure, because you can get a lot of poke on stock suspension. But if you do plan to run just stock suspension and just wheel setup with a clean tire setup, 18 9.5 38 to 40 offset with a 245 40 tire, so that's good to go. Oh, by the way, this fitment guide is not for the lifted cars, so we haven't yet tested any lifted setups, but we will be later in the future. So it's all about lowering stock height. Okay, and then moving on to our next setup, which we have our WRX lowered on ISC suspension. So shout out to ISC suspension. They were the first ones to give us the Pro Tire coilovers. As you can see from the photo here, it looks phenomenal. We did about, I would say, roughly an inch and 1.25 inch drop here, approximately 1.25. I don't have the exact numbers. It looks really good right here. Again, 245 40 tires, 245 45 tires, 18 9.5 38 offset, lowered on 1.25 inch. This setup right here, I have absolutely no rubbing whatsoever, okay? Zero rubbing. So you're good to go. Okay, and upcoming on the next picture, next picture, which is our T37s. So these are another set of T37s in the same size, guys. Same size, same height, but we're running 265 35 tires. These are our 888s. So when you go 265, you're gonna start shaving. You're gonna start rubbing, guys, for sure. So in this picture, we're definitely rubbing. You can't tell, but on dips and stuff, we're rubbing. So you had to trim the metal part of the fender and also the fender flare itself. So the front, no issues, so mainly the back. Okay, but as you can see, the car fitment does look great from all angles, no issues. As far as looking wise, it looks gorgeous actually. Man, I kind of miss the setup, to be honest. This is a nice setup. We only had it for 3 days. Again, we're just testing out the setup. Okay, and upcoming the next setup on the next photo, same suspension, 18 9.5 Anki Rogins, okay? These are 18 9.5 plus 40 offsets, so 2mm less aggressive poke. No issues whatsoever on 245 40 tires. You're good to go on that. And you see another angle of it. As you can see, it's a little more tucked, so you don't have any rubbing issues or rubbish issues. It's really beautiful. Actually, this set of wheels, we had it for like 2 days. The next setup, we have 18 9.5 38 offset with the raised arm lights, 57 CRs, gloss black. So on these, we're running a 255 35 tire. So 255 35, so 10mm wider. Again, no issues at all. I guess this photo here really blew up on the internet. Got a lot of people liking the setup, a lot of people emailing and calling us about it. So this setup on the 1.25 inch drop, perfect. No rubbing issues, no clearance. We didn't do any shaving whatsoever. So again, the maximum you can go on a 1.25 inch drop is an 18 9.5 plus 38 with a 255 35. If you go 265, you're gonna rub for sure. So keep that in mind. Foot looks great. So this one Jerry pulled in. We ran a 18 by 8.5 with the 1 inch spacer. It was crazy. The tires, we ran a 235 40. As you can see, it looks crazy. The white and red looks beautiful, but we're rubbing like a mofo. Like, dude, we're just rubbing every driveway. The fenders were eating tires. Again, we didn't shave the fenders yet. I wanted to keep, you know, all OEM spec without modifying anything crazy. After driving for like 2 days, we just couldn't do it anymore. So, but as you can see from the picture, it does look great. You can run the setup too if you shave the fenders, okay, guys? So next photo, these are actually one of my favorite wheels that we didn't even get to drive on these wheels. Workmeisters 3-piece. Man, it was so sick. 18 9.5 plus 24 offset. We were running I believe a 245 40 tire. It looked great. We didn't get a drive on it. Based on the fitment, it looked like it would clear. The offset was a little bit higher, because it went from 38 to 24. So that's a big difference. I really didn't test fit it, but based on my experience now, it can work if you shave your fenders. So anything, if you get close to 22 offset to 24, 26, you're gonna need to shave your fenders. Yeah. For sure, guarantee. We're currently right now on 28. I would say under 30 offset, you're gonna rub, you need to shave the rear fenders. But as you can see, the work wheels look beautiful. Again, we didn't get to run these, but maybe one day in the future, we'll come back to it. All right, next setup, we have the RPF ones, 18 9.5, 30 offset. So a lot of these wheels are relatively close to the size as also the offset, okay? But as we go on throughout the video, we'll get more aggressive offsets. So 18 9.5, 38 offset. These are 265 35. At this point, we already shaved the fenders. The outer fender and the inside we already shaved. But for sure, if you do run a 265 RPF ones with, depends what tire too. If you run RAA's, it won't clear. But if you run like a less sidewall, a 38 offset will work if you trim the outside flares, okay? You have to trim your plastic fenders all the way through and it will make it fit. The setup was really clean too. I really liked it. We had it for about 2 weeks. You know, very JDM standard. Our PF ones always look good. No complaints there, as you can see the photos. Looks beautiful. We have the remarked exhaust here, axle back. Damn, the red looks so good, to be honest. On to the last size of the red wheels ran to were the CE28s race. 18.5 again, 38 offset, 255/35. This was a really clean setup. I think it looks beautiful. So if you do really want a functional setup with no rubbing, no issues, like the most aggressive you should go without trimming anything on the inside fender and possibly the outside fender is a 18.5, 38 offset, 255/35. So I'm repeating a lot of the tire size over again, so just let you guys know, okay? So this is a perfect setup on 1.25 inch drop. Anything lower than this, you're gonna start shaving and rubbing. So, all right, the next says we have some Rays. So we have some ZE40s, 18.5, 40 offset. So they're relatively close to the RPF ones, as you can see. We didn't get them mounted because we're probably supposed to be fast. And last minute, I decided to be really aggressive and change it up to these right here, which is the Rays 18x10. So this is the first time we ran a 10 wheel width. So 18x10 plus 30 offset. Again, remember I told you guys, it was anytime you get to 30 offset, it's pretty aggressive. On these sides, we're on a 255/35, so slightly stretch on a 10. So more stretch, that means the tire will have more clearance. Again, to run these setup, anything over 9.5s, you gotta shape your fenders, guys, okay? But as you can see, the photo looks beautiful. This is where we wrapped the car in Naruto Gray by Elite Wraps, and we went to CB Fest, absolutely killer. So on to the next, after TEs, we ran some Koenig wheel, just a test fit for fun. Yeah. I think they were Koenig Ampliforms, yeah, I believe so. 18.5 plus 35 offset. So these are a little bit less, more aggressive, but these look really good. 245/40 tire. So we're keeping the range 245. 245 is, you get a little bit stretched, but no rubbing, you know? Anything you run, the wider tire you go, the more headache you're gonna get into. That was a good setup you can run to. Again, very clean, very simple. And then we went to another set of 18x10. These are the Rays RE30s with a plus 40 offset. So 10mm less aggressive than the TE37s, but they still look pretty good. No rubbing. These are also on a 265/35 tire. So this is actually more aggressive tire, less aggressive offset, but as you can see, the offset plays a huge role. Every like 5 offset, dude, game changer. So after that, we ran another set of CE28s, 18x9.5, 30 offset, same setup. I went a 255/35 tire, typical standard setup. It looks good, it looks clean, no issues there, really beefy, and we liked it because it was a good deal. We traded the wheels actually, the T's for these. And then after that, we decided to really step it up and go berserk and went with 18.5 plus 22 offset. These are the Rays NE24s. They just came out, they were super sick. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people asked for the setup because really the fitment was perfect. Yeah. It looked good, but it didn't drive good. Yeah, you know, rubbing everywhere. A lot of rubbing. So I'll show you a photo here that we trimmed. To run this setup, you have to trim all this. Tire size 245/40. We had a 265 on, can't run it. So anything with 22 offset, you have the maximum tire can go is 245/40 without literally shaving up the whole way. Yeah. And then we pretty much finalized all the wheels except for the last set was Aeroflow wheels. These are our GT1 wheels. Again, 18.5 plus 38 offset. We made these wheels specific for the VB specs. You can run, like I said, 245, 255, 265, and depending on height and whatnot. So aside from this, I think that's pretty much it, right? On these fitment wise, as far as lowering the car 1.5, 1 1/4. Our car currently is lower about 1.75, close to 2 inches. Our car's dumped right now, and our car, the setup with the brake kit, we're running at 18.5 plus 28 offset, 245/40 tire, and we are experiencing some rubbage still, right?
Not as much.
Not as much, but still a little bit in the front because the tire is so fat. But once we have the Aeroflow flares, which is that give us the extra 10mm, we're gonna be 100% good to go. So if you do plan to get a flares or you have your fender flares on order, 18.5, 30 to 30 offset will work with the 245, 255, 265. Again, depending on the height you go, height does play a huge role on if it's gonna rub or not. So if you go 1 inch drop, you can clear pretty much 265s without shaving, 265, 255. Anything lower than 1 inch, you're gonna start getting a lot of problems. Aside from that, I will update you guys on another video later once we get some more test fitment, but if you're new, you know, to the VB game, or, you know, if you just have any questions regarding fitment, wheels, tires, this is probably as best as it gets right now because we literally tested every size wheel and tire that will fit good on the car. We didn't test 17s because not a lot of people buy 17s. 19s you can also run too, but the diameter is bigger and I feel like the 19 just, it looks kind of weird on the car. But you could run a 19 by 8.5, 19 by 9.5, depending on the offset. So, but again, I don't recommend it. I think 18 is the sweet spot for the WRXs. And we tracked them, we retracted too. So 18 by 9.5 is probably the best set. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much concludes the video. So in conclusion, if you buy a stock car today and you want to modify it on, you know, get a nice set of wheels, 18 9.5, 38 offset, tire size, maximum tire size, I recommend 255, 35, 18. Depending on how low you go, you want to be like us, slam the car. Again, you need to start trimming, cutting everything away. Then you need to run a 245. The lower the car you go, the less tire you're gonna run. So again, depending on what you want to do, right? If you want to go track, you want to go autocrossing, you want a nice beefy like track with a wide track stance, then you have to go like a 265, right? Then you can't lower the car obviously too much. You have to be like maybe 1-inch drop at most. I hope you liked this video. I showed you Justin's car for reference. Oh, Justin's car, by the way. Justin is running 18.5 plus 22. His car is actually a lot higher than ours. So Justin's about like an inch, so give a drop on the 22 offset. He's not rubbing anything. But on our car, the NE28s, that we lowered by 1.75 inch. So 1 inch and 3/4, so makes a huge rubbing difference. Use this guide to play around. You know, you can still modify your way. Let's say you want to run a 245, you want to run a 265, right? You can do that too. Again, the minute you lower the car, everything changes. The whole dimension changes, the whole game changes. So 255, 35, or 245, 40 will be a good tire on a 9.5 on stock or lowered. So yeah, guys, hope this video was very informative for you guys. You know, we did spend a lot of wheels, like 30 sets of wheels. And some wheels that I don't even have the data here because I didn't even take pictures. We just literally mounted on and took it off to see if it clears. If you have any questions, comment below. You can ask me like the size you want to run on the comment section, and I'll respond to you, and hopefully I have some insight on that as well. All right, guys, I hope you like this video today. If it helped you, make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, by the way, our GR86 looking real good from the last video.
Yeah, let's measure this one.
Yeah, you know what? Let's measure anyway, just cause, you know. Dang, our GR, dude, I
bet you it's lower than the WRX.
Dude, we're at 20.
Oh, it's the same?
24 and a half. 24 and a half.
What's the WRX? 25? 25? Almost 25?
Something, yeah, but I mean, this car looks, I don't know. GR's nice. I want to take this car home tonight. I want to do it quick.
You should measure the distance.
From here?
No, yeah.
Bro, that's like from the lip.
It's like 4 inches.
Like 4.5.
All right, let's measure this one,
bro.
Oh, yours is definitely lower.
Dude, no hesitation, bro. This is definitely lower, bro. Cause we're like double stack. Dude, we're at 3. Jeez. But all right, guys, wanna go? Me and Jerry, I'll get some B-roll for you guys, and let's get the WRX done. But yeah, guys, we're done with this car. Now we're gonna go back to our what we doing?
Wheel fitment.
Oh.